we've got business owners and executives who listen to the show. Do you think that it would be worthwhile for them to plug into events like this in the same way that DripWorks has been doing?
Yeah, they're running 15,000, 20,000 people through these shows. People are paying to come to that show, which is important because they want to come and they want to learn and they want to see what's out there. And that's one of the nice things about doing these shows.
If you're someone who refuses to go along to get along, if you question whether the status quo is good enough for you and your family, you want to leave this world better off than you found it, and you consider independence a sacred thing, you may be a prepper, a gardener, a homesteader, a survivalist, a farmer, a rancher, an environmentalist, or a rugged outdoorsman. This show is for those who choose the road less traveled, the road to self-reliance, for those living a daring adventure, life off the grid.
Chris White has been with DripWorks for 5 years, helping customers from all across the United States with their irrigation needs. He's worked with master gardener groups, local school farms, colleges, and community and commercial farms, educating them on the importance of conserving water by using drip irrigation. DripWorks has been in business for almost 30 years and works hard to educate customers and communities on the importance of saving water through irrigation. Chris White, welcome to the Off the Grid Biz podcast.
Well, thanks for having me today, Brian.
Yeah, happy to have you here. So besides what we heard about in your bio, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do for DripWorks.
Well, I work as the outside sales representative. Our main goal here at DripWorks is educating the public and our customers on the importance of not only how to use our product and use it properly so it lasts for years to come, but also educate them on the importance of saving water and conserving water and getting basically water where it needs to go, and that's to the plants or trees or vegetation that they're growing. There's a lot of people this time of year are busy with kids and family and sport, and instead of spending time weeding and hand watering, we want them to be able to enjoy their family time and know that they're going to have a good, healthy garden or flower garden and not waste water.
How did you end up here? How did you end up working with DripWorks? What was your story up until here?
So basically, I've always worked in the public sector, and about 8 years ago, I lost my job like a lot of other people did, and DripWorks happened to be hiring, and I applied, and so I basically started in our call center, which is staffed with about 8 to 9 trained people, and got to learn a lot about irrigation and worked with a lot of different people, and then they asked me to go out and basically be the face of the company and talk to people in groups about saving water and using irrigation the proper way.
From your perspective, what makes DripWorks different from everybody else out there?
Well, for one, it's, we've been in business 30 years, so we're not a fly-by-night company. The number one thing is customer service and education. And they go basically hand in hand, where if I go to our website, DripWorks.com, and you go to resources or even look at our catalog, we send out almost 500,000 catalogs every year to our customers. It's basically training tools to help the customer, the end user, to educate them on how to use a proper product properly, how to, if they don't understand something, we have a glossary terms, we have different calculators, gallery plans, garden planner, and our owner, Leon, he writes a monthly blog and talks about irrigation and different gardening techniques throughout the year. Also, I think, bar none, not very many companies out there actually have a call center where you can actually talk to a live person here in the United States, and you're going to get that instant feedback and customer service. And so then with the education, the customer service, hopefully the customer purchases a product, and during the installation, if they got any questions, they can call us, or we have the live chat where they can get that instant feedback, or they can go to their YouTube videos and watch videos on how to. So it's, there's a lot to it. It's not, a lot of people get intimidated by irrigation, and we try to make it less intimidating. There's some work that goes into it, and there's an investment. Everybody's got to look at their budget. But, usually 2 or 3 years, people can actually get their garden or their flower beds and all that set up. And so their initial investment could be a chunk of change. Your return on your investment is going to pay off. Time you save, the water you save, and the money you save by not having to replace your product on a year-to-year basis.
Got it. Out of everything that you guys provide, what would you say is your top-selling product or the most popular product?
Top product are our irrigation kits that we sell. So we have everything from garden bed kits to drip tape kits to individual plant kits, and they come in different sizes. So if you have a small backyard, maybe you live in a condo or even an apartment complex and you got just a small back terrace, you could buy a kit for that. If you're at the farmer's market level where you got half acre, or what have you, we actually have kits to fit those needs. So, and the kits make it easy for people that don't have a whole lot of experience or maybe might be a little intimidated by irrigation. So everything comes pre-boxed and it's basically turnkey. And we've already done the math for people so they can just, look at the diagrams and install it. So a lot of our products, young and old, can use.
That's great. And beyond that, if a person's more experienced, you also have all the parts, all the replacement parts, and anything that they're needing beyond that, right?
Yeah, and if a person they want to expand, or maybe their dog or their local bear or gopher chewed a hole through their line, they can always call and get replacement parts. If they decide that they want to maybe go to a xeriscape type of garden and pull up their lawn, we have all the conversion kits to go from sprinkler systems to irrigation. So we have the replacement parts. And again, if somebody has any issues or any questions, they can always give us a call in our call center.
And you're slated to present at the Mother Earth News Fair. What are you going to be covering there?
And I really appreciate the opportunity with Mother Earth to have the opportunity to speak there. It's a great show, great event. We do the one in Texas also, and we have a booth presence there. So we'll be talking about basically irrigation and the basic setups, importance of conserving water, and how to talking basically to the beginner or intermediate person on how to design, set up, and pick the right product to fit their needs. And it's just going to be giving information to people so they can either, hopefully purchase through us or go to their local nursery or what have you.
What do you hope people are going to get from watching your presentation? What do you think they're going to walk away with?
Well, hopefully the number one thing is know where to go to get their information. Because when you're attending shows, you go to any type of class, you're going to get a lot of information thrown at you quickly. So number one goal is to basically, after the show, you get home, you're looking at your garden plan, is where do you go to get that information? So you can go, okay, I remember Chris saying you go to DripWorks.com. Internet's huge now. There's tons of information. Or their local nurseries, their master gardening groups, to YouTube videos. The main thing is education. Make sure people understand that conserving water is important. In California, we went through the drought. And where I live, we were down to 150 gallons a day per household. So it's just like when I was working on the ranch and I was a kid growing up, the old cowboy told me that when he was a kid, his dad said our water is going to be more valuable than gold. And if he wasn't right about that.
Okay, we're going to pause the conversation right there. What you're listening to right now is a special edition podcast. These episodes all have to do with the Mother Earth News Fair in Albany, Oregon of 2019. At the time I'm recording this, we have learned so much about how to take advantage of events, and I want you to be able to use this information in your own business. Go to brianjpombo.com/secrets. We are going to be putting out helpful materials on how you can use events to grow your business. When you go to this page, you will either see our latest programs, or if you make it there early enough, you will see an email address capture page. Put in your email address, and we will be sure and update you as soon as we get these out there. You're not going to want to miss this. If you get in early enough, you can get a special deal. These are principles that never go away. These programs will be based on the experience of people who have written books, spoken at the events, or exhibited there, talking about how to use events, books, and speaking, all to build your business. That's brianjpombo.com/SECRETS. brianjpombo.com/secrets. And now, back to the conversation.
Have you done the Mother Earth News Fair before?
Yeah, we've done the Mother Earth News Fair in Oregon probably the last, I want to say at least 5 years.
Oh, great.
And we've done the one in Texas in Belton. They first did that show probably 4 years ago, so we attended and done it every year since. And they're great shows. Our company, basically at one time when we first started, we're the only online irrigation company in the U.S.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we ship all the United States, Canada, Mexico, the Caribbean. We have a large customer base throughout the United States, and especially in Texas and the southwestern states. And actually, I've had the opportunity to meet some of our original customers in Texas. Yeah, that's an exciting show. The Albany show's always nice to go out and meet people and talk, because they have a real interest in, what we're doing, and about farming, sustainability. You got people that have been, reading Grip magazine or have been a part or following Mother News since the 60s, and now they're bringing their grandkids to the event. No, it's a great show. And it's nice, you'll get to see people every year, see a lot of the old timers, and get to talk to them. And you can always learn a lot from your customers. And just because you're saying one way how to do it, there's always other ways to do things, especially if you like to tinker. Yeah. So talking to the old timers you can learn a lot.
Absolutely. From a business perspective, what do you guys get out of this? What's the best thing you get from doing shows like this?
The number one thing for us is making that face-to-face contact with our current customers, tell them thanks for their continuing support in the business, and having the opportunity to make new customers and make new friends. Definitely on a business level, there's a cost to doing, sending people to these kind of shows, but it's important to get out there and, not just walk the walk, but talk the talk, and have that face-to-face interaction where you could talk to people about the importance of saving water, doing things the right way, and also, too, everybody's busy these days, so if they can put an irrigation system in and they don't have to spend as much time weeding, they're not spending a whole lot, because water's not free. Whether you live off the grid or you live in a municipality, you're paying for water one way or another. Through either your pumps, which takes electricity, there's a cost to that, to maintaining the gravity-fed system. And then also, if you're coming off of a municipality, you're paying a substantial amount of money. You got a combination of things. You're saving water, saving time, and products are going to last for years to come, so you're not having to go and replace stuff every year. So you can just build on what you got and maintain it. And so people can spend that quality time with their families or their daily lives.
Excellent. So who are you most hoping to reach? Who's the ideal person that you're hoping to connect with, either via your speech or in person?
Our core customers, basically, I like to connect with just about anybody. You're younger, the youth is important because they're our future. I think also people who may be thinking about irrigation and they're used to hand watering or using flood irrigation or other types of irrigation, and to talk to them and educate them on how drip irrigation can work for them and work for all of us. Because if we all work to save water, then that's for our use in the future.
Absolutely. We've got business owners and executives who listen to the show. Do you think that it would be worthwhile for them to plug into events like this in the same way that DripWorks has been doing? Yeah,
and you see it when you attend these shows. I mean, they're running a lot, 15,000, 20,000 people through these shows in a couple of days, and people are paying to come to that show, which is important because they want to come and they want to learn and they want to see what's out there. And that's one of the nice things about doing this show is that people come talk to us. They have either small interest, they've heard about DripWorks, they've heard about irrigation, they went to their local store and saw it, but they maybe might have been intimidated by it. And so you have that opportunity to talk to them face to face, for one, and provide them some information so they can go home and do some research and make the best decision for them. So whether you're selling irrigation or tractors or you're talking about poultry, they have their cattle or mills there. They got all kinds of, so when it comes back down to homesteading, sustainability, and, reaching out to those people that have that interest, this is a great show to attend. And they have a far reach,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you've been doing these fairs for 5 years or so. Do you know how that relationship originally started? Did you guys reach out to Mother News fairs? Did they reach out to you?
Well, we've had a relationship prior to my being at DripWorks with Mother News Fair, I think, through advertising, through the catalog. And then he basically evolved into attending the shows. Yeah. And wanting to, expand our reach and get that visibility. So far it's been a great partnership, and getting the opportunity to speak, to me is huge. I enjoy talking to people and being out there. I've had opportunities to speak at the Baker Creek Heirloom Show in Sonoma County, California, which is so I've been doing that the last 2-3 years, and I've actually gone to Alaska to speak in front of the peony groups up there during their conference in Fairbanks probably about 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, then to be able to speak at this event that has national exposure is pretty cool, especially in events where people are wanting to come and listen to you. They're not told they have to go listen to you, or it's not just part of one thing. They actually choose to come. You've traveled quite a bit to do these events. Do you have any logistical tips for
other people doing similar things, either speaking or doing vending at some of these other shows at a distance?
The important thing is communicating with the event that you're working, and then planning, and because there's a lot of logistics and shipping product, and whether it's plane tickets to go and lodging, because there's a lot of cost to do these shows, so you got to make sure that you try to be efficient and cost effective as you can, but also get the best bang for your buck. So by working with guys like Robert, who I've been working with, or Judy Massey in the past, who retired, who's a great lady, working closely with them and picking their brain to kind of, because they've been doing this stuff a long time. So, just to gather as much information you can so you can make the best decisions and plan your trip well.
Oh, that's great. Well, hey, Chris, I really appreciate you carving out the time to speak with us today. What could a listener do who would be interested in finding out more about DripWorks?
Yeah, you can go to our website, DripWorks.com. You can Google us. We have a huge web presence. You can also call our 800 number at 1-800-522-3747 if you want to talk to one of our customer service representatives. Basically from Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And YouTube, there's hundreds of videos that we do that we have out there on how to. And if they ever come to Northern California to see the redwood trees or see where Seabiscuit was at or see the Pacific Ocean, they can always stop by our shop here in Willits.
All right. Awesome. Chris White with DripWorks. Thanks for being on the Off the Grid Biz podcast.
Hey, thank you, Brian. I really appreciate this.
Chris is really a nice guy, and it was great meeting him. I like having a sales representative's perspective on things. That's the first time we've had that on this podcast. So a few things I wanted to point out about the things that he brought up. I like how he said that the company has a focus on customer service and customer education. Those are two things that I think get left behind so often when it comes to most companies as they're growing. So on the customer service end, they have their call center, and I have to ask you, do you have a call center? Do you have anyone available to be able to answer customers' questions? I know in the days of automation, it's real easy to just put everything online and just say, hey, leave us a message online and we'll get back to you whenever. You have that live person. It allows you to stand out in the marketplace for sure. That's a huge piece of customer service, especially if they are trained up on being good with people, dealing with people's problems quickly, getting them to the solution as quickly as possible. On the customer education end, they have live trainings like what he's going to be doing at the Mother Earth News Fair. And they also have online materials, like he mentioned, on YouTube, a lot of how-to materials, as well as their website. This is necessary in their market because drip irrigation could be a little intimidating to someone who's never used it before. And if they're just trying it out, it'd be real easy to get scared away from it. But if you make it easier and easier to learn more, then people are going to be more likely to purchase from you when the time comes. The fact that they're able to have kits available, introduction kits for people who have never done it before, that's very useful to bring new people into the marketplace. I like how he has a clear concept of who he's looking to meet and who he's looking to impact most at these events. Talked about focusing on the youth, on young people. That goes a lot with the education aspect of everything, them trying to educate more people on how to use drip irrigation, why to use it, and also him wanting to reach out more to people who already use other types of irrigation and encouraging them to try out drip irrigation. If you know who you're trying to talk to, it's a lot easier to be able to frame your language, frame the perspective you're coming at. You're always going to find people who are not in that perfectly ideal realm. But if there is somebody that's your target market, if they are there, if they are listening to you, they're going to connect and you'll have the ability to bring on a lifelong customer. If you look at what they're doing at the fair itself, oftentimes you will find people that will have a vendor set up at a fair. They'll set up a booth like he's talking about, but they don't go that extra step of having someone out there putting on a presentation. That's important. Put those two things together, that makes a big difference. And if you're wondering how to get the attention of the people putting on a certain event, look into advertising. Look into having some type of business relationship with them ahead of time. Like he mentioned, They were already advertising in Mother Earth News. It was an automatic fit that they'd be able to become a vendor and therefore be able to become a presenter or a speaker. A lot of these events are looking for speakers. They're looking for people to present. Are you taking advantage of that opportunity? It's one more chance to drive people back to your booth. It's one more chance to make that initial sale and have an ongoing customer relationship. Also, the point that he made that people who come to these shows are paying for it, especially when you're dealing with an event where there's a cost to get into the event. The people that are going there are going to be much more serious than people who are just showing up and browsing. These people care about these issues, and they're more likely to be the crowd that's going to be interested in your product, and more importantly, they're more likely to be willing to purchase your product because they've already shown the desire to put money out to get what they're wanting out of the subject matter. There's a lot that Chris brought up here. I'm really interested to see his presentation and see the booth that DripWorks have set up. Definitely go check out DripWorks.com to find out more. They have a lot of information there when it comes to drip irrigation. If you're curious at all, I'd go and check them out. Join us again on the next Off the Grid Biz podcast, brought to you by the team at BrianJPombo.com, helping successful but overworked entrepreneurs transform their companies into dream assets. That's BrianJPombo.com. If you or someone you know would like to be a guest on the Off the Grid Biz podcast, go to offthegridbiz.com/contact. Those who appear on the show do not necessarily endorse my beliefs, suggestions, or advice, or any of the services provided by our sponsor. Our theme music is Cold Sun by Dell. Our executive producer and head researcher is Sean E. Douglas. I'm Brian Pombo, and until next time, I wish you peace, freedom, and success.